I'll be totally honest with you, I do not want to play this deck today, but we gotta do it. Hey everybody, Nick from 9Card TCG, and today we're going to be playing the exact 60 cards that Robin Schulz won the Liverpool Regionals with just a couple of days ago. And first off, a huge congratulations to Robin, especially when you see this deck. It is... I don't want to play it because I don't think I'm smart enough to pilot a deck this insane, but we're going to give it a try anyway. But yes, congratulations to Robin for winning the Liverpool Regionals. Before we get into the actual deck, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe, leave a like and a comment. All those things tell YouTube this is a good channel and other people should watch it. If you're in the market for some TCG accessories, I am now affiliated with Dragon Shield, which means you can use the link in the video description to get yourself some awesome Dragon Shield matte sleeves. They're the only ones I use. You show up to regionals looking and feeling like a pro. And if you use that link, I get a kickback, which means I can make more and better videos for you guys. And lastly, there is a channel member option if you want to help support me a little bit directly. You get some cool perks, but there's never any expectation for someone to become a member. Just you being here is enough for me. Now, with all that out of the way, we'll head over to PTCGO so we can check out Robin's full exact 60 cards. And don't ask me how they came up with this. This is, oh boy. Before we actually start talking about the list, I did see a bunch of discussion on Twitter about how Tord Reklev had helped, I don't know, originally created the list and shared it with people, and then Robin either just piloted it or made some changes, but I know Tord did have a hand in creating this deck. So obviously Tord being one of the best players in the entire world, you know, you're not surprised. I remember he put out a tweet saying that he made this deck and he did it late at night and it felt like a fever dream. And so to give you an idea, and when we look at this, it's I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on. Obviously the focus of the deck is single strike Rapid Strike Urshifu and VMAX with the Gale Thrust and the G-Max Rapid Flow. Gale Thrust hits for 150 if we move from the bench to the active that turn. G-Max Rapid Flow, we hit 2 benched Pokemon or hit any 2 Pokemon for 120 damage. The V isn't bad either because we can still hit for 300 damage on a fighting weak Pokemon with 100 Furious Blows, and Strafe allows us a little bit of mobility. We have some really interesting Pokemon here. Snorlax with the Gourmandise is really nice for setting up early turns. We can draw until we have 7 cards if this Pokemon is in the active. However, when we use this ability, our turn ends. Galarian Moltres, Malevolent Charge. When you play this card from your hand to the bench, you may attach up to 2 Dark Energies from your hand to this card, and then Fiery Wrath, 2 Dark Energy cards, 20 base damage, but 50 more damage for each prize card your opponent has taken. So this is really nice against the Mew matchup. You just kind of slap this bad boy down, bring it into the active, and you start taking some big KOs, especially on things that are dark weak like Mew. Hoopa is just a very quick attack. It's going to help things with like Meloetta, take those single prize knockouts on Sobbles and Drizziles to help manage the prize trade a little bit better. However, Assault Gate for just that 1 Dark Energy does do 90, but you can only use this attack if this Pokemon has moved from the bench to the active during this turn. Medicham V, Yoga Loop, 2 colorless energies. You put 20 damage or 2 damage counters on any Pokemon you want, and if you knock out a Pokemon using Yoga Loop, you get an entire extra turn, but you can't use Yoga Loop again if you take that second turn. Smash Uppercut, we don't really care too much about. Passimian, it's a bench sitter. We're gonna, you know, our Pokemon V, basically our Urshifu V and VMAX, will do 30 more damage to our opponent's benched V-type Pokemon. We have the Inteleon line, a 4-3, and then a split 1-1 of the Sobble, Drizzile, and Inteleon, respectively. Shady Dealings lets us search for a trainer when we evolve our Sobble, and then we have the other Shady Dealings when we evolve the Inteleon from Drizzile. Then we get to search our deck for 2 trainers, and the Quick Shooting Inteleon, put 2 damage counters on one of your opponent's Pokemon during your turn. So, 1-1 line of Octillery. We have Rapid Strike Search. Let's just search our deck for any card that has the Rapid Strike tag that you see right under the HP here. Any Rapid Strike card we want that does include energies, and we just put it right into our hand. That's pretty much the Pokemon. We do have copies of Energy Search. We have copies of which lets you search for a basic energy, Evolution Incense, Level Ball, Quick Ball, those are our Pokemon Search Pal Pad to get some supporters from the discard, and you'll see why we want that because we have a bunch of supporters we're going to talk about. Ordinary Rod to get some Pokemon and energies out of the discard. Scoop Up Net. Scoop Up Net's really nice because we have this Drizzile engine, and because we don't have the 4 Drizziles, and we don't have, sometimes no one really plays a second Shady Dealings in Inteleon, but we're able to reuse our Drizziles a lot because we can just keep putting Sobbles out, keep reusing the Drizziles with those 4 Scoop Up Nets. So basically, you just take a Pokemon that is not a Pokemon V or GX, basically anything that doesn't have a rule box, and just take it from the field into your hand that you can get it out of the active. So that's a good way to get a Moltres, a Snorlax, a Hoopa, something like that out of the active. So you can promote something like a Urshifu, or we can even promote something like a Hoopa so that we can attack with Strafe, with Gale Thrust rather, and Assault Gate. Reuse those Drizzile abilities. There's a lot of ways we can utilize Scoop Up Net in this deck. Tower of Waters is a stadium card, lets us reduce the retreat cost of our Rapid Strike Pokemon by 2. Telescopic Sight, the card that this is attached to, does 30 more damage to your opponent's benched V Pokemon. So with this and Passimian on the field, we're able to take a one-shot when we use like something like VMAX Rapid Flow on our opponent's Crobat V, Luminion Vs. So really nice way to just kind of get some free prizes. 3 Rapid Strike energies, 5 basic Dark, 2 basic Fighting, and then a bunch of single supporters. We have a 1 of Bird Keeper. We switch our active Pokemon with a bench Pokemon, draw 3 cards. Boss's Orders, we get to choose one of our opponent's bench Pokemon and put it into the active. Cheryl lets us heal all damage from our evolution Pokemon, but if we do heal a Pokemon, we have to discard any energies. That's not really a problem because we G-Max Rapid Flow and we discard energies anyway, so we can go ahead, G-Max Rapid Flow. Our Urshifu is going to get hit. The very next turn, we can go ahead and shovel the damage away and then just attach an energy, start moving some stuff around so we can hit with Gale Thrust for 150 or up to 300 if we're hitting something that is fighting weak. Cynthia's Ambition. Draw until you have 5 cards in your hand. However, if one of your Pokemon was knocked out during your opponent's last turn, you draw until you have 8 instead. Clara, choose 1 or both. Put up to 2 Pokemon and or 2 basic energy rather, from your discard into your hand. This is a really nice way of getting back a Galarian Moltres, getting back some dark energies, so that you can go ahead and power up that Galarian Moltres very, very easily. Peonia, put up to 3 prize cards into your hand, and then for each prize card you put into your hand this way, put a card from your hand face down as a prize. It's a nice way of, if we do prize a piece that we absolutely need, we can go ahead and get it. We can also kind of keep track of what we have going on a little bit better. Raihan, we can only play this card if one of our cards was knocked out, one of our Pokemon was knocked out during our opponent's last turn. However, if we do, we then go ahead and attach a basic energy from our discard and then search our deck for any card we want. So it's a nice way to set up an out of nowhere G-Max Rapid Flow, or even just setting up a Gale Thrust. We can get like a switch card, like a Bird Keeper, not Bird Keeper, but we can get a Tower of Waters, a Scoop Up Net, something like that. Sonia, search your deck for up to 2 basic Pokemon or up to 2 basic energy cards, reveal them, put them into your hand. Again, this is just a way to help power up our Hoopa, our Moltres. Maybe gets us the Snorlax so we can fill up our hand, gets us the Sobble so we can keep calling, gets a Passimian so we can do more damage. There's a lot of options that we can do, plus we can get those basic fighting energies to attack with our Urshifu. And then we do have 1 copy of Zinnia's Resolve. You can only play this card if you discard 2 of the cards from your hand. Draw a card for each of your opponent's Pokemon in play. I feel like I've been talking for such a long time. Pal Pad, like we talked before. Shuffle up to 2 supporters from your discard into your deck. We have a lot of one-of supporters. I think it was Tate Weitzel who said that this deck looks like a binder drop. And yet here we are talking about it being the winner from Liverpool. So we're just going to try it. I think this is one of those decks that we just have to kind of get in, see what we're playing against, and figure out a plan on the fly. And I am not confident in that. I have no idea what to do with this deck. We do win the coin flip. I do feel like we should go first. Maybe I'll change my mind. But we do start a Sobble and a Dark Energy. So it's not... So maybe second's the better option so we can keep calling? like immediately and set up our Rapid Strike Pokemon. We set up a Remoraid. We'd set up a... We'll go ahead and we'll just keep calling. It looks like we might be up against a Rapid Strike Malamar just based on the Cincino. I don't really know any other decks that's going to play a Cincino line other than Malamar. Maybe a control deck might play. So we'll have to see what exactly we're up against. Pitch a Pukamuku. Interesting. You get the Pierce. Search the deck for a Dark Pokemon and an Energy. So far, it's starting to look like a control deck. So we definitely want to use our resources sparingly. And they might just call for family. Do search for 2 more basic Pokemon, put them onto their deck. They've already gone ahead and used their supporter. So we'll figure this out. There's the call for family. We might just hit with the call for family too. I don't really have much else to do. We can play Peonia to look at our prizes. We get a Drizzile. So, what do I want to do with it though? I don't really get to look at my prizes. It just says put up to 3 prizes from your hand, into your hand, and then put other prizes face down. So I don't get to actually look at my prizes. A little Drizzile. What do I want? A Sonia? Maybe I get a Sonia right now? We'll get a Remoraid, we'll get... Maybe we'll do this. We'll get 2... We'll throw the Hoopa down. We can scoop up net. We'll put this back into our hand. I forgot we don't get the energy from the scoop up net, so that's silly. And now we have to pass. I've been playing so much Arceus Inteleon that I thought the Dark Energy would go with me like Sharon's Care, but it doesn't. It goes into the discard pile, so that's fun. Would have been nice to get an early KO on this Mincino and stop them from being able to make do multiple times and only be able to use one. And they're going to go ahead and Gourmandize, it looks like. They might still use a supporter. But no, they're going to go ahead and Gourmandize, draw a bunch of cards. Probably not the turn they were hoping to have. We will Drizzile for, I guess. Oh man, I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't really have like a ton. I feel like I should Zinnias. So maybe I get the scoop up net? I don't know. We'll get the quick ball. We'll get a quick ball. We will discard our Peonia. We'll get a Rapid Strike Urshifu. We'll level ball. I don't want a Drizzile. We'll get a Sobble. And then we'll Zinnias. Try to get a bunch of cards. We get another Sobble. That's fine. And there we go. That's about as good as I can get. At least next time we can go ahead and get a Drizzile. We can get Shitty Dealings Inteleon going, so we can always scoop up net, GMAX Rapid Flow, because we can get an Evolution Incense to get the Remoraid, or the Octillery rather, search for the Rapid Flow energy. Although I might Gale Thrust first, and then next turn GMAX Rapid Flow. We'll see, as long as they don't hit this Crushing Hammers, thank you. They have another one, of course they do. Well, we are getting lucky. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. There's another Capture Energy. So they're going to have to start making some kind of move because... I mean, I'll hit them for way more than I need. I'll hit them for 300 damage. I kind of feel like I need to take out these Zoruas though. But I'm not really sure what their game plan is here. They don't have anything in the discard. Oh, now they can... Your Rapid Strike Pokemon in play have no abilities. Okay, that's fine. So we'll see if they get the Zoroarks, and then maybe I just Rapid Flow those two things immediately. So there's one Zoroark. And I won't be able to get the energy with the Rapid Strike Octillery because of this Gorobus. So that's really annoying. But I kind of have to deal with this Dusclops. And this Gorobus has 110. It's not great. So we will evolve. Let's Bird Keeper. See what we can draw into. We find the energy, which is beautiful. Well, Evo Incense to get the Rapid Strike Octillery. I know we don't have an ability just yet, but that's okay. And I kind of want to save everything else. And we'll deal with those two because I don't want them. We get a Scoop Up Net, that's pretty nice. And we get a Drizzile. So we got a lot of options as far as search goes next turn. We can always search for a Tower of Waters to go into the Hoopa. Use an energy search to attach to the Hoopa. They're going to get a Pyukumuku so they can draw another card. Let's see if they find anything that they can use. And we do have a Boss's Orders. If they do drop something else that I don't want to see, we can boss it up and hit for 90 with the Hoopa. And we still have more Drizziles to scoop up net again. They are really, really going through that deck. And I have a lot more cards than they do. Technically, they can always, like, infinite... Well, I guess they couldn't infinitely cycle with Pyukumuku. So I don't want this Swablu. Because the Swablu will go into the Altaria. So they're trying to lock... It's not the card I wanted them to put in. Let's see. I can't get an energy out of the discard. So, we will... We'll go Rapid Strike Energy, I guess. And then we'll Scoop Up Net. And then let's Boss's Orders up this Swablu. And we can Gale Thrust. Take the KO. Energy Surge is a very nice prize to pick up. And then we still have the Rapid Strike Search next turn for a Tower of Waters. If they do boss something else up, we do have a third Scoop Up Net. So I kind of want to use that really sparingly. So I definitely want to Rapid Flow this next turn. Take 2 prizes. It's probably the play. I'm really hoping they don't hit a Crushing Hammers. They only got 6 cards left in deck. And I have 25. Don't know what this Rimbo Bee is supposed to do. Move an energy from one of your opponent's active Pokemon to one of their bench Pokemon. That's kind of annoying. It's a little annoying. But I can always Scoop Up Net it to get it into the hand if I really want to. There's the double Turbo Energy, so they can move that. Who are they going to move it to, though? So, let's Drizzile. Let's see if we can find a switch card. Do I have like a regular switch? I have 2 more Scoop Up Nets. I do have the Tower of Waters as well. And you have 70 HP. So maybe we go Tower of Waters. Do I have a Dark Energy in the deck, though? That's first. Yes, I do. Well, Energy Search for a Dark Energy. Throw the Hoopa. Tower of Waters. Dark. Retreat into the Hoopa. Take another prize. And we got the Evo Incense. We're looking pretty good. Now we are just 1 G-Max Rapid Flow away. So we're feeling pretty good, I think. But again, this is always where control decks kind of start to get iffy, is when they, are just, when you're at the finish line, that's when they really get their lock and their hold. So let's see what we can manage here. We won't be able to Rapid Flow this next turn. But I can Gale Thrust, take a KO. That's fine. So I can use the Scoop Up Net. So that's kind of the play here. Okay. So we'll go Attach. We'll level Ball for another Drizzile. We have 2 more Scoop Up Nets. So we'll Drizzile for a Scoop Up Net. And I can always Clara next turn to get these Dark Energies back into the discard. So that's good. And then we will just Gale Thrust. If they boss something, then we are in a pretty good spot. Because we can always Scoop Up Net whenever they boss. We can Clara. We can always, and we have G-Max Rapid Flow, so even if they do give us an Altaria, they'll move it on to the Drizzile, fine. That doesn't really matter. It's still going to be game over. Because we can throw this down Clara to get 2 basic energies. We get the 2 dark. We get free retreat thanks to the Tower of Waters, and they go ahead and concede. What? Oh, I don't know how. Okay. So there you go. The first place winning deck from the Liverpool Regionals. I know it was only 1 game, but it was kind of a long game, and you kind of got to see all the different things that the deck could do. So I think the 1 game sufficed. Like I said, I got to use the supporters. I got to use all the Drizzile lines. I got to, do all the things that the deck wants to do. And yeah, I think that kind of worked out pretty well. I don't have to play 3 games to show how this deck works. Listen, do I think this deck is for everyone? Absolutely not. It is a tricky deck to pilot. And yeah, we played a control deck, so things always get a little bit weirder when you're playing control. But, there's still so many one-offs, so many pieces that if you make the wrong play or take the wrong line of play at a particular time, it can really mess you up resource-wise down the road. And if you want to play this deck, I'm not saying you can't or that you shouldn't, but I do think you have to kind of commit to it a little bit. I do also think that we're going to see a drop in the success of Rapid Strike Urshifu. It's high at the moment, but I'm sure people might put Mana Feast here and there, and then Mew is always a really tough matchup. Hoopa does not knock out a Mew V because there is no weakness or resistance on the Assault Gate attack. It's just a flat 90, so it deals well with the Meloetas, but not anything else. So you are kind of still stuck on some unfavorable prize matchups with Mew. Can this deck beat Mew? It absolutely can, and it has, and it beat a high skilled player who was happened to be playing Mew. So it's definitely doable. But I do think you have to commit to the deck a little bit to really learn its matchups and what the best routes are. So if you are interested in this kind of deck, this I can do whatever I want type of deck because I have something for everything, by all means, go for it, but definitely play it through and through if you want to take this to a high-level event. It is kind of fun to play, having all these different options, but I felt myself being pretty unsure until the later half of that game of what I should be doing or what I wanted to do. And, it's just inexperience with the game and inexperience with the deck in general, but I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this a little informative. If you did, again, like, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think of this deck. Have you tried it? Is it too intimidating for you? I would love to hear your thoughts on something this wild. I haven't seen a deck like it, but at the same time, I'm also still pretty new, so I haven't seen a lot of stuff. But that's going to do it for us today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.